Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. Jamaica News in Review. Body of 57-year-old found in Clarendon, no-fault police suspected. The semi-nude body of a 57-year-old woman was found at her home in Grantham District in Frankwell, Clarendon on Monday morning. She has been identified as Glasmin Brown, a domestic helper. Police said initial investigations have not pointed to any foul play in the connection with the death, but they are conducting further investigations. According to information received, Brown was last seen alive about 10 a.m. last Thursday in the district. She was not heard from or seen over the next few days. Police said around 9 yesterday morning, residents struck her home and discovered her lifeless body on the floor. The authorities were subsequently summoned. Lawmen who arrived on the scene found the body lying face down in her one-bedroom concrete dwelling house. She was clad in a multicolored floral dress, nude lower half, with what appeared to be blood beneath the upper body and a wound to the face. Investigators at the scene said it appeared that the now deceased died from natural causes and that the wound to her face was a result of her falling face first to the ground. It was further observed that several empty pockets of Furazidine, which is used as a blood thinner for persons affected by blood clot, were found in the house and out in the yard. Residents said they were aware that Miss Brown suffered high blood pressure. Police call on security companies that offer courier services to review their operations. The St. Catherine Sound Police are calling on security companies that offer courier services to review their operations following yesterday's morning multi-million-dollar robbery in which 3 security guards were shot, one of them fatally. Senior Superintendent of Police for the division, Christopher Phillips, says recent robberies across Jamaica should also be viewed as a warning that business should ramp up their security measures. The thieves who carried out the robbery at the Jamaica National Bank in Portmore, Pines, reportedly made off with some 10 million Jamaican dollars. SSP Phillips said all stakeholders in the business sector, whether private or public, should work towards improving their security system. He was speaking to reporters at the scene of the attack.
These men were armed with high-powered weapons. The 3 security guards never had much chance. My initial assessment of it is that I would make a serious call to the companies that are doing courier services to review their operations, review their tactical maneuvers, review their numbers in terms of these kind of transactions, and to look on the type of vehicle they are using for this. We're also looking on the opportunity this presents in terms of our Business Watch program that we want to build out for St. Catherine. So we started the work from last year, and so we're going to get busy with it. We want to target in the initial stage even the financial institutions here in Portmore, because the truth is everybody has to take security serious. There has to be more effort at target hardening and building out the security right across. The police alone will not be able to do it. We suspect this is an organized activity, and we had some of these kind of robberies taking place in other parts of the island, and so we know it's something organized. We are taking it very, very seriously, but what I know is that these criminals are trying their best to escape at all means possible. It simply means that we have to ensure that our tactical approach and discipline is maintained. As to the private companies, it's something that they have to assess and determine what are the gaps in terms of their training and tactical operation.
Meanwhile, counseling is being provided to Jamaica National Bank employees and members who were at the Portmore Pines branch in St. Catherine yesterday morning when gunmen attacked security personnel delivering cash to the location. No bank employee was physically harmed during the incident, which occurred about 9 a.m. Managing Director for the bank, Lisa Knowles, stated she is deeply saddened by the incident.
We are extremely saddened by this morning's incident, which to my mind is a wake-up call, not only for us at JN Bank, but for all banks, all financial institutions, and as a matter of fact, for all Jamaicans. I don't believe it is lost on anyone that we have a serious problem with crime in Jamaica, but this level of brazenness is just completely unbelievable. No JN Bank employee was hurt in the incident, but to say that we're all traumatized is an understatement. We grieve with our colleagues at Beryllium, and we are holding the families of the injured guards in our thoughts and in our prayers.
Speaking at the scene of the attack, Head of the St. Catherine Police Division Senior Superintendent Christopher Phillips confirmed that some of the staff and other surrounding business people were shaken by the incident. The bank branch was closed to the public following the incident.
The staff at Jane is obviously traumatized by the experience. I had the opportunity to talk with them earlier and to more or less encourage them. I took a walk and I realized that most persons are very frightened by what happened. Some persons are indicating that they will close a little earlier today. Persons are locked in. I went in the bank in some areas. Persons were visibly crying about the ordeal because there were other persons at the location when it happened. It happened so quickly.
Family of murdered Westmoreland security guard seeking answers. The family of 25-year-old Dylan Hardin, the security officer who was shot and killed while on duty in Newfield, Westmoreland, is searching for answers. Hardin's eldest sister, Samantha Porter, told reporters that she has questions that needs to be answered. "My brother is dead. Dead man cannot talk. So who shall we talk to?" a tearful Porter asked. Porter said her brother was in his uniform at work when he was killed. She later recounted what the surviving victim told her. "The other young man said a white Toyota Axio car approached them, and they stopped to see what was about to happen. No window went down, nobody come out of the car," Porter shared. He said, "My brother, they both dressed black. Out of nowhere, he heard a loud noise, bam. He went on the ground, and when he looked, my brother's body was over the other side," a distraught Porter recalled. Another of Hardin's sister, Keisha Mingo, said that she needs justice. "We need to know why. What is the reason? We need justice to be served," she stressed. Mingo said her brother was humble and quiet and loved his job as a security guard. A statement issued from the Police Corporate Communications Unit said Hardin was shot in an operation, and a 28-year-old security guard of a St. Elizabeth address is being treated for his injuries. The statement went on to add that the matter was reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations and the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Inspectorate and Professional Standard Oversight Bureau. Man killed in Old Road, St. Catherine. A man was shot and killed in Old Road, Thompson in Spanish Town on Sunday night. The St. Catherine North Police say he is 32-year-old Anthony Moore, otherwise Gulbupi, unemployed, of Old Road. About 9:30 p.m. Sunday, residents reported they heard loud explosions sounding like gunshots. They summoned the police, who discovered Moore's body with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. He was removed to the nearby Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. 2 arrested following gun seizure in Manchester. 2 men are in custody following the seizure of a firearm and ammunition during a motor vehicle checkpoint operation on the Jovemain Road in Asia, Manchester on Sunday. The Asia police say about 10:20 p.m., a Honda-Fit motor car with 2 men aboard was signaled to stop and the driver complied. The vehicle and its occupants were searched, and a black bag containing a .38 revolver and 3 cartridges were allegedly taken from the vehicle. The men were subsequently arrested. The police say their identities are being withheld pending further investigation. Man held with homemade gun in Lawrence Tavern charged. A man was charged on Saturday in connection with the seizure of a homemade gun with 19mm round of ammunition in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. He is 19-year-old Raheen Allen of Colburn District in Lawrence Tavern. The police report that about 4:20 p.m. on Thursday, February 23, a team was on an operation in Colburn District when a man was observed. The police say he acted in a manner that arose the suspicion of the cops. He was accosted and a bag he was carrying was searched. During the search, the illegal gun was found in the bag. He was subsequently taken into custody. Following a question and answer session in the presence of his attorney, he was charged on Saturday, February 25th. His court date has not been finalized. Trelawney records first murder for 2023. Trelawney on Sunday recorded its first murder for 2023 following the shooting death of a man in the town of Duncans. Investigators were on the scene, however the identity of the deceased has not yet been ascertained. The parish ended last year with 31 murders. Sunday morning's killing was the first recorded in the parish since November 2022. All-Island Cricket Competition interrupted by gunmen in Hanover. A Jamaica Cricket Association, JCA, All-Island Cricket match was interrupted over the weekend in Hanover by about 9 gun-wielding men who reportedly walked on the field brandishing their weapons. The first of 2-day match was in the second innings when the incident, which had nothing to do with the game, reportedly took place, leaving spectators running for cover. The police who confirmed the incident were unable to provide details. The police said they were not informed of the planned match before the date. However, reports reaching reporters are that sometime after 4 and 5 p.m. on Saturday, 9 men entered the Elgin Town community. A fight later ensued in which a man was reportedly beaten and guns were drawn. It is not clear if the man was the intended target. Frightened spectators who saw what was happening reportedly ran for cover, following which the men reportedly walked onto the community center field where the match was being held with guns in hands. The police who arrived on the scene reportedly advised the organizers to call off the match. President of the Hanover Cricket Association, Dwayne Clayton, has acknowledged that his association, which was responsible for the planning of the event, fell short of informing the police of the planned event. He said going forward this will be done. A distraught Clayton said what took place is not looking good and work has to be done to prevent a recurrence. It is a very bad situation and we're looking to see how we cannot have this issue reoccur. It is the first time that we have seen something like this and we need to, as an association, work together to try to prevent something like this from recurring, stated Clayton. He said the association is looking into possibility of relocating match to a private venue, Rossi's High School campus too. In the past, matches were held at the Rossi's before it was moved to Elgin Town. This is also the first match in 5 years at the Elgin Town location. Clayton said no decision has been made by the JCA as to how the match will be completed. American chef held with ganja at airport. An American businesswoman who arrived on the island Saturday was arrested and charged with breaches of the Dangerous Drug Act after ganja was found in her luggage. Charged with possession and importing ganja is New York resident 37-year-old Courtney Baker, who is also a chef. Police reported that around midday, Baker arrived on a JetBlue flight and was searched by members of the contraband enforcement team. Her luggage was found to contain 7 packages made from transparent and black plastic material, each containing ganja weighing approximately 3 ounces. She was taken into custody and, following further investigations, was subsequently charged. Schoolboys in viral beating video to return to court on March 15. 2 Denhamton High School boys accused of assaulting another student are to return to the family court on March 15, 2023. The boys had their bail extended when they appeared in court yesterday, but one will remain in custody as he was not given bail in another incident in which he has been charged. The 2, whose names are being withheld because they are minors, are charged with assault occasioning bodily harm. They were arrested after another student was beaten in a classroom at the West Kingston institution. The incident was captured on video and went viral on social media. The video shows 2 students ordering another to kneel and then kicking and slapping him several times. The Denhamton police had reported that the incident occurred about 11:45 a.m. One of the boys was taken to custody shortly after the incident, while the other was taken to the police by his parents later that evening. The second schoolboy was arrested and charged with assault occasioning actual bodily harm, along with his co-accused, who was taken into custody on Wednesday. Lawmen say they are investigating another incident in which he may be involved. 11 people killed in road crashes at the weekend. At least 11 people were killed in the road crashes at the weekend. One of the fatalities occurred on Saturday, while 10 were recorded on Sunday. They occurred in Clarendon, St. Catherine, St. Mary and St. Andrew. In the latest incident, 5 young men died from injuries they sustained after the 3 motorcycles they were traveling on collided with a Toyota Hiace minibus in Golden Springs, St. Andrew. The number of people killed on the nation's roadways since the start of the year is now 67. Vice Chairman of the National Road Safety Council, Dr. Lucian Jones, says the high number of road deaths recorded at the weekend indicates a national crisis. He says all Jamaicans must work together to address the issue.
2 cases in particular are of extreme importance. One where 3 people died in St. Mary, and 14 hours later, 5 died in St. Andrew. This constitutes a national crisis, and the National Road Safety Council mourns with the families of those who have died and with the community, and recommits itself to promoting road safety in this country. It means that all of us have to realize that driving on our roads is a very dangerous thing, and therefore we need to be extremely careful. And the simple message which we need to get over this time is that speeding kills. Almost all of these crashes came as a result of people speeding. It's happening all over the island, and far too many people are dying. We just need to slow down. We need to galvanize the whole society. It takes a village to care for a child, we know. So the church, the community, the government of Jamaica, National Safety Council, all of us need to join in an attempt to rescue our people from perishing. We need to get in the heads of these young bikers that they can't drive so carefully on our roads, that they must wear their helmets. Not one single one of the 5 who died in St. Andrew was wearing a helmet. We can't say this often enough. We just need to slow down. The other issues are important: the wearing of the helmet, the buckling up, carefully drive at nights, watch out for the pedestrians, don't drink and drive, don't smoke marijuana and drive, but most of all, just slow down.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell